What if staying loyal slowly destroys you? What if the more you fight to protect something sacred, the more it turns you into something you don't recognize? Centuries ago, in Greek mythology, someone faced this exact dilemma. She didn't walk away. She chose to stay and protect what she believed was sacred. But that choice didn't save her. It transformed her. Her name was Hera. Hera was not just another goddess. She was the Queen of Olympus, the symbol of marriage, the one who was supposed to represent loyalty. And that's exactly where the problem begins. Because she wasn't married to a normal man. She was married to Zeus, the king of gods, and the one who never stayed faithful, not once, not twice, again and again and again. And here's the part most people don't ask. Why didn't she leave? She knew. She always knew. Every time Zeus disappeared, every time another name was whispered, every time a new child appeared, she knew exactly what it meant. But she stayed, not because she was weak. That would be too simple. She stayed because leaving would break something bigger than the relationship. It would break the idea she represented, and that idea was sacred. So she made a different choice. If she couldn't control Zeus, she would control everything around him. And this is where things start to change, because her anger didn't disappear. It had to go somewhere, and it did, not toward Zeus, but toward those who reminded her of what she couldn't stop. The women, the children, the consequences. One of them was a child who had done nothing wrong, a child who was born into a mistake he didn't choose. His name was Heracles, and Hera made sure his life would never be normal, not because he deserved it, but because he existed. Think about that for a second. Punishment without guilt. And here's the uncomfortable question. Was she protecting something, or was she slowly becoming something else? Because the more she tried to defend the idea of marriage, the more her actions started to contradict it, and she didn't stop. She couldn't. Because stopping would mean facing the truth she was avoiding. And that truth was simple. She had no control over the one person she was bound to. And when control slips away, people don't always let go. Sometimes they tighten their grip on everything else. That's exactly what Hera did. She couldn't change Zeus, so she changed the rules around him. Every new affair became a new target. Every reminder of betrayal became something she had to erase, not ignore, not accept, erase. And this is where the line disappears. Because at first it looks like justice. But if you look closer, it starts to look like something else, something personal, something repetitive, something she couldn't stop anymore. And here's the pattern. The more powerless she felt, the more aggressive she became. The more she tried to defend her role, the more that role started to consume her. Queen of marriage, but living inside betrayal. Symbol of loyalty, but surrounded by lies. And slowly, those contradictions stopped being external. They became internal. She wasn't just reacting anymore. She was becoming the reaction. And that changes everything. Because now the question is no longer, what is Zeus doing? The question becomes, what is this turning her into? And the answer isn't comfortable, because she didn't leave, she adapted. And sometimes, adaptation looks a lot like transformation, but not the kind people talk about. Not growth, not healing, something else, something darker, because every time she punished someone else, she moved one step further away from who she used to be, and one step closer to something she never chose, but kept becoming. And here's the hardest part. She knew. She wasn't blind. She saw what she was doing, but stopping would mean accepting something she refused to accept. That staying was costing her more than leaving ever would. And yet, she stayed. Not because she couldn't leave, but because leaving would destroy the identity she had built her entire existence around. And without that identity, who was she? That's the question she never answered. So instead of answering it, she kept acting, again and again and again. And then it reaches a point where it's no longer about Zeus. It's no longer about betrayal. It's about what she has become. Because the woman who once stood for loyalty is now defined by vengeance, not once, not in a moment of weakness, but as a pattern, again and again and again. And here's the truth she can't escape. She didn't lose control all at once. She traded it slowly, choice by choice, justifying each step, until one day there was nothing left to justify, only consequences. And the most dangerous part? From the outside, it still looks like she's protecting something sacred. But from the inside, she's already lost it, completely. And this is where the myth ends, and something else begins. Because this isn't really about Hera anymore. It's about a pattern we don't like to admit. Staying, not because things are right, but because leaving feels impossible. Not physically, psychologically. Because sometimes walking away doesn't just end a relationship. It destroys the identity you built around it, who you thought you were, what you believed you stood for. And that's where it gets dangerous. Because instead of letting go, we start justifying, then defending, then controlling what we can, because we can't control what actually matters. And slowly, without noticing, we shift, not in one moment, but in small decisions, repeated, until one day, the problem is no longer what happened to us, but what we've become because of it. At what point does loyalty stop being love and start becoming self-destructive? Maybe the real danger isn't betrayal, but what we become when we refuse to let go.